talk to me about Loop because this show looks amazing. It looks like it was so much fun to work on. I want to know everything about Maya Rudolph. Give me the
Sure.
goods.
Well, the basis of it is that Maya plays basically she's married to like a tech billionaire, and then she gets divorced because he's out there doing what sometimes these tech billionaires be doing on the
Yeah, they
side,
do.
and he got caught, and so they get divorced, and she ends up the third richest woman in America. And so she's got a lot of access, a lot of money, but she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know her passion. She finds out that she owns she's not even aware that she has a foundation. And then I play her cousin who works at the foundation and kind of reintroduces her back to the real world and back to her family. And working with Maya, I mean, I always tell this is like it was just intimidating at
I bet.
first.
I bet.
It truly was. It's someone, when you're around, and I don't really get starstruck. I don't know most actors. My wife is one of the things my wife laughs about the most, where like, she'll show me pictures of people and she'll be like, "Do you know who this is?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "That's Jennifer Aniston." I'm like, "How do you not know who that is?" And I was like, I literally play video games and watch wrestling. Like, I know, like, if you show me Stone Cold Steve Austin, you show
Yeah, of
me
course.
wrestlers, I'll freak out. But like most actors, I don't know that well. But someone like Maya Rudolph is, Saturday Night Live, Bridesmaids, one of my favorite movies of all time. And so, and I just kind of lean into that and acknowledge that the
Oh
first
my
day on set,
gosh.
where I was just like, look, I gotta be funny and I gotta do my job. So in order to do that, I need to tell you how much I love you and how amazing you are and how I love your mom and how you are an
Yes.
icon. And she is just was one of the sweetest persons in the world to make things easy and never make you feel like some of these people, you're around them and they want you to feel like they're big, and that you're not as big as them. And she does not have that at all.
That's the
She's just
best.
always around her family. So her whole family was at the premiere with her last
She's
night.
got
So
like a brood of kids, doesn't she?
yeah.
Good
And
for
they're all so
her.
cute,
Yeah,
so
I
cute.
bet.
And that was the thing, and that I will make me come to work and work hard, because I never forgot, like, hey, like, this is almost like her doing us a favor. She could be home with her kids. Like, she doesn't have to do this job. She's set. Like, the rest of us aren't set. So
She is good. What was it like doing scenes with her? Like, were you in your head about it? How much improv was in that? Like, what is that whole experience like? I would be shitting my pants.
There's a lot of improv, and she's just the whole cast is full of like strong comedic voices. Joel Kim Booster is an amazing stand-up comedian, and this wonderful movie, Fire Island, that people are flipping out over right
Mm-hmm.
now. Nat Faxon is great. Michaela J. Rodriguez, who was we got Emmy winners all over the place.
Yeah.
So it was just like being in an all-star game, but we kind of just all bonded and we're big nerds. And one day I pulled out my Nintendo Switch and thought, like, sometimes people make fun of me when that happens on set. And instead, Michaela pulled hers out, Nat pulled his, Joel pulled his out, and the three of us started playing Switch together. And it was just fun. We just loved improvising together.
That's
And it was a great
funny.
opportunity. I almost missed out on it, Renee. I turned it down.
Shut up.
I
Why?
know, because I was trying to headline my own show. I was working on my own show for FX,
Yeah.
and they were getting ready to decide on it.
What
So it
kind
was
of a
kind
show
of
was it?
just basically show about my life, about me being a single dad of a son with autism, but it was
Yeah.
going to be like a single cam comedy. And they were going through the script. So, and at the same time, they kind of needed an answer on this show. So I was like, I'm going to focus and see, where this opportunity goes. And then one night, I only say this is very much me dropping names, but I'm very happy about this, is that a week later after I turned it down, I got an email from the creators, Alan and Matt, who had made Masters of None and written on Parks and Rec. And then they had forwarded this like just handwritten note from Maya, who was just like, hey, I know you probably get asked to do things and maybe you just looked this over and you didn't think, but she's like, we really actually want you. We know who you are. We know what you can bring to our show. We know how funny you are. So we just hope that you would reconsider and come in. I mean, it wasn't like reconsider and take it. It was please reconsider and audition. And so
Oh my gosh.
I was like, if Maya Rudolph
You
is
don't
going
say
to
no
take
to
the
Maya.
time to,
Yeah.
write me directly, I'm going to go in and audition.
That seems like it's a little framer. Like I would want to like keep that and hang on to that little note.
Yeah, it's in my emails. I got printed out.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's so crazy to think of like life is just weird the way like certain opportunities come up and depending on, what way you go to like choose your own ending of how things are going to go. This show looks fantastic. It comes out on the 24th. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cannot wait to see that because it really does look like a great show, great cast. The trailer for it looks super, super funny. Are you going to revisit getting back to your show?
I'm working on it. We're trying to see if we could possibly redevelop it, maybe as a feature film, or just see where else we can do with it. I'll never just try to stop. I'll never stop being an advocate for autism and for like my son. So, and I've done that through, Surratt and I both did the shoot things with John and Puma and the people at Foot Locker for me. And so whatever way, I will always find a way to be involved. I'm just not gonna, it's very stressful. That's actually one of the things I really learned from working with Maya on the show is just how much work it really takes to be the lead and be the like producer and be the face of a show. And it's something I think I certainly do want to do, but I think that I learned from being there, like maybe I wasn't quite ready for that yet.
Right. Well, hopefully like having an experience like this with working on Loot and, being in that world will just be like that other stepping stone for you to getting to do that. Cause it seems like, God, I would love to watch a show like that. I'm sure there's tons of people that would love to see that and completely relate to that. How does that process work? So when you have this idea that you want to create this show, are you putting pen to paper and putting that together? Do you have like partners that you work with on that? Do you go to like your agency and kind of pitch it through that? Like, what do you do?
A lot of my stuff comes out because I'm primarily stand up. It comes out through my act, and people will be like, "Oh, kind of just ask me what I want to do." And in particular with that project, it came from me. Everything kind of comes from these smaller opportunities. Basically, I was working on this show called Future Man, which was by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's company. And they wanted me to work on a Sunday. That was WrestleMania. I was supposed to fly out with our buddy Pac to go to WrestleMania with him. And they were like, you got to work on this Sunday if you want to shoot this. And I was mad. And I was like, who shoots on a Sunday? And, but I was like, I'm not going to turn it down. And we were just having a good time. Same thing, I try to be a positive on set and improvise and add whatever I can. And Evan at some point was just like, hey, do you have any ideas of your own thing? And I was like, I've always had an idea for this show about me and my son. And so I just kind of started developing through Point Grey, which is Seth and Evan's company, and they matched me up with a writing partner, and then we write it together. And I sold it twice, so I did make money off of it. So that's good. Yeah, but it did not get made. But that happens.
Not yet. It did not get made yet. It's still out there. It can happen.